greatest fears are all around us, hiding in nightmares, shrouded in evil, waiting to be unleashed.
You shine on, boy.
Shine on?
The Bible calls it having vision. I can feel it coming off you like heat.
From Stephen King, the creator of It, The Tommyknockers, and The Stand, comes a completely new vision of terror.
Seize your destiny, Mr. Torrance. Coming, sweetheart.
You're gonna hurt me, Daddy.
Come down here and take your medicine. Oh, my God.
You're never taking my son!
This spring,
Run,
go to hell and pray you get out alive. Rebecca De Mornay, Steven Weber.
Daddy's mad at Mommy.
Stephen King's The Shining.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Nick Files. I thought I'd start off the show with showing a trailer, unlike usual times where I normally usually show near the end of the show. So I decided to go off with starting it in the beginning instead. Tonight, as you could probably very well tell, we're going to be continuing on from what we were talking about last week, which was the Stanley Hotel. First off, just want to give some shout outs quickly. Good to see you. Good to see you, Irene. What's going on, Natalie? Oh, you got to watch this movie. Nice. Wait, was it the one that almost disappeared there for a second. Was it the one that I was just showing online? I'd like to know that. And thank you very much, Jeremy. So anyways, as I'm getting everything set up with the slideshow, last week, obviously, I think a lot of you know that we were focusing on the history of the location. Now we're going to be focusing. Oh, yeah, you are right. Okay. All right. You did see this one. Nice. We're focusing on the history of the location. Tonight, we're going to be focusing on the ghost stories and paranormal activity that is said to be associated with the Stanley Hotel. And I just realized, wait a minute, stop screen. I was going to say somehow the screen share was still on. Anyways, let me just get this set and we'll continue on from where we left off from last week. You know, I always got to go through this fun issue every single time. Oh, okay, what do we got? Damn it. See, I really wish there was a better way I could just try to simply go on a press of a button than just always going through other stuff. Okay, I think we got it. What's going on, Charles? Good to see you. Doing well. Thanks for tuning in. All right, give me 1 second here because hopefully now I can try to get this shared. I could share the screen again. That's right. Yeah, you were there just at the hotel a little over a month ago. That's correct. I don't know why I keep disappearing. Let's see if I can move the laptop just a little bit closer so I don't keep having this issue. Okay. I remember you said about that. Took Lucy with me too. Okay. What's going on, Eddie? Good to see you. All right, let's try this again. All right. And Irene, yes, it is still a working hotel to this day. What's going on, Nigel? All right. Hopefully this works. Let me just check on the phone so that way you guys can see it. Okay, there we go. All right, so anyways, yeah, like I said, we're now going to be continuing from with part 2 of the Stanley Hotel with the ghost stories and the surrounded paranormal activity that has occurred in this place throughout the last number of decades. From this point forward, as I always say in the beginning, whoever comments, I'm not ignoring comments in any way, shape, or form. It's just because when I'm doing these slideshows, I can't see these comments when I'm doing this, unfortunately. But every once in a while, I'll check the comments so that way I could try to answer any questions that happen to come forward to me. So anyways, let's continue from where we were off last time. So focusing on the ghost stories of the hotel. Despite a peaceful early history in the years following the publication of The Shining, the Stanley Hotel gained a reputation as a setting for paranormal activity. Guests can get in on the action with the Stanley's Ghost Adventure package, where they are assigned a room. They are assigned a room on the fourth floor, complete with ghost hunting equipment, a mug with the famous message "Red Rum." The Stanley Hotel has had 26 owners over the years, but the hauntings of the hotel only get more intriguing. I was about to say, what the hell was that noise? It's just coming from upstairs. Ghostly occurrences are reported in almost every room of this vast hotel. While some places in the hotel are more paranormally active than others, guests have reported shadowy figures, disembodied eerie laughter and talking, flickering lights, and items moving on their own in every room on the hotel property. Apparently, the ghosts hate vacuum cleaners. Every time someone vacuums, the machines go haywire and turn off, or the plugs come flying out of the wall. The hotel offers guided tours with feature spaces reputedly to be exceptionally active. The Stanley Hotel has also been called Disneyland for ghosts. So the first story we have in mind, and this is who we were talking about earlier last week, is Freeland Oscar Stanley. In addition to its regular guests, the hotel is also set to play host to a number of otherworldly visitors. The paranormal history of the Stanley Hotel started long before King visited the mountaintop retreat. The most notable is Freeland Oscar Stanley himself, who was most often seen in the lobby, in the billiard room, which was his favorite room when he was still alive. During the year since his death in 1940, the well dressed apparition of Mr. Stanley has been reported by guests checking in at the hotel's lobby reception desk and playing pool in the billiard room. On one such occasion, he was said to have appeared during a tour group's visit to the billiard room, materializing behind a member of the tour. Bartenders at the old hotel also report having seen FO stroll through the bar, disappearing when they try to cut him off at the kitchen. Now, next is Flora Stanley. Not to be left out, Flora Stanley, who was a pianist in life, also haunts the hotel, continuing to entertain guests with her piano playing softly in the empty ballroom. Employees and guests have reported hearing music coming from the room, and when they take a peek in there, they can see the piano keys moving. However, as soon as someone walks across the threshold to investigate further, the music stops, and no more music can be seen upon the keys of the piano. Oh, and right now, actually, just before I continue, guys, I've actually been speaking with someone who was also recently at the Stanley Hotel. Sam Thomas, if you're watching right now, I am getting your pictures right now of her most recent visit there at the Stanley. Just want to take a quick look. I was hoping to see if she had any like historical pictures, but what she's been sending me is just incredible. I mean, aside from the ghost stories, it certainly is a beautiful hotel. Just the colors involved. Anyways, now this is some of the actual photos that have been taken at the Stanley Hotel. Obviously, as you can clearly see some type of misty figure here. And I just realized this for myself. The picture here on the left, you can actually see somewhat that of a face in there. I mean, if you look close, you can see like two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And then right over here is what, as you guys could very well imagine, is what is believed to have been Freeland Oscar Stanley, standing near the lobby standing near the entrance to the lobby of the hotel. And I gotta say, I mean, the fact that there's other people in this photograph and not noticing that somebody's standing there, it's quite a creepy picture. Let me just see what, again, I can't see what everyone's saying in the comments, so let me check through the phone and see what everyone's opinion is. What's everyone's opinion is. Yeah, let's see. What's going on, Rosie? Hey, Dawn. Dorothy, still want to go there one day. Uh, yep, it's very expensive. You know, I have to admit, looking at this photo and just seeing the figure, which is probably F.O. Stanley. I mean, I don't know about any of you guys, but he almost kind of looks a little bit like Slenderman in the picture because you can kind of see that, although you can kind of see facial features, it's still relatively blurred, almost to the point where it doesn't look like he has facial features. So, definitely a very interesting photo, but certainly a very creepy one indeed. Okay, I'm not going to, unfortunately, I won't be able to check all the pages for comments, so I will have to continue moving forward. Oh, this right here. This was taken in the. This is a few primary examples of some of the other activity that has occurred at the hotel. This one, I'm trying to remember where this one was. This, well, not where, but I'm trying to figure out what was taken in this photo. I'm unable to zoom it, sadly, but you can kind of see once again, there appears to be what probably looks like a face. I mean, I'll leave that up to you guys. I'll leave that up to speculation, but it looks like there's a photo, there's a face in it, and then on the right, this was taken obviously near the wedding reception room. Now, clearly, I was told from this picture that is not cigarette smoke because obviously, like a lot of these historic hotels, this is of course absolutely a no smoking zone. But you can clearly see some type of mist, you know, floating above the window, which is another very that there's no way that can be smoke in any way, shape, or form. And it's sure as hell nowhere near the kitchen area where even if they were cooking something, it would generate that kind of smoke. I think I got a few photos left. Oh, yes. Okay. No. Here's some of the other things that are said to occur. The vortex. The stunning staircase between the floors in the hotel's lobby has been dubbed the vortex. It is a tornado of spiritual energy, sort of a paranormal portal for all the ghosts that visit inside the hotel. Guests report cold spots and feeling dizzy on the stairs, as though something has just walked directly right through them. Orbs and distortions have been caught on camera on the staircase. Mr. and Mrs. Stanley have even been seen hand in hand watching over the hotel's hustle and bustle from the grand staircase. In 2016, a visitor from Houston, Texas, snapped some photos on the grand staircase and, upon returning home and reviewing them, spotted an apparition. It's not supposed to say apparatus. I have to get that fixed. Um, an apparition at the top of the staircase. It must have been autocorrect. The thing is, he doesn't remember anybody else being on the staircase at the time he was taking the photographs. And what appears to be the ghostly image of a woman is at the top of the stairs, which I happen to have the photo right here. And, you know, I almost would have said originally that probably could have just more or less just been part of the staircase because it does have those it does have that tall railing, as you can kind of see here on both sides. You would have thought it would have been a little bit larger, although I was unable to find I was not able to find a zoom photograph, but it still definitely shows that there's some kind of figure. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it definitely does look more like a human form. So again, I think I'll leave that up to you guys. But as far as the visitor from Texas said, there was no one standing there, so I don't really want to debunk it just just right away. So I guess I'll kind of leave that up for you guys to decide, and you be the judge on that. And here is a few other primary examples of some of the activity that goes on in the staircase. This is actually one of my favorite photos. So it looks like a typical, you know, night at the Stanley Hotel with people hanging out and whatnot. But if you look clearly here in the middle, near the middle of the photograph, you see this. Now, my first thought was when I saw that was, what is that? Like, what the hell is that thing? But upon closer inspection, whoops, I don't know how that disappeared. There we go. To me, this looks more like a little girl walking through. I mean, just due to the small size, and it looks like she's got long hair. She's wearing some type of gown, but that actually the hair kind of looks kind of blondish. It's hard to tell if she's going upstairs or downstairs, but that to me looks like probably a little girl around 8 or 9 years old. Um, not exactly sure who she could be, who she was in life, but it's definitely a very interesting photo. And then I got a few other photographs that were taken out the staircase. The next photo I have here, I mean, normally I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the orb pictures. Now this one, it was hard to tell what was captured in this because again, this was an older photograph I was able to find. They apparently said that there was something shot there, but I mean, I decided to add it just to be on the safe side. But I was really unable to find really anything that was involved. But they said that I think they captured 2 orbs, but due to the small size of the photo, it's really hard to see. Yeah, here's another one right here. Again, around the same area as the staircase, 2 orbs. Again, I'm relatively skeptical on those. I have my exceptions, but most of the time when it comes to orbs, they're just not that credible to me because like any of these buildings, there's even though they clean it up a lot, I'm sure there's always dust that follows in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, same one with this. This one's actually much more of a smear, if you will. This one looks a little bit more credible. Again, it could have just been a fingerprint that could have appeared on the camera. So again, for something like that, for this photo, it could be anything. It's really hard to figure out exactly. I think it could be some kind of mist, but you also kind of want to partially remain a little bit on the skeptical side to make sure it's not like somebody's fingerprint. And then finally, oh yeah, this photo is at first is a little confusing from view, but this was actually taken when the camera was completely pointed down at the stairs. And once again, you got another one of those orbs. I think you might have 2 other ones possibly, although this one is probably a little bit more accurate than some of the others because you can see this one's perfectly round. So again, it could very well be dust, but again, I'd rather leave you guys up to debate about it. Let me just see what everyone's been saying in the comments. Once again, just want to give a quick shout out as well as those that are commenting. All right. Well, while I'm doing that, while I'm checking the other comments, I'll continue on. But on to the next area of the hotel, and probably the most notorious of it, room 217. In room 217, going back to the gas explosion of 1911 that almost killed the head housekeeper, Elizabeth Wilson, Mrs. Wilson was lighting the lanterns in room 217 where there was an explosion which destroyed the second floor above the main dining hall. Elizabeth was blasted through the floor into the McGregor dining room below. Believe it or not, she survived with only broken ankles. She ultimately recovered and returned to her job, which she held until her death at age 90 at her home in Estes Park. Now she spends most of her afterlife still taking care of the room. Guests have reported items moved, luggage unpacked, and lights being turned on and off. She has also been seen hovering and walking through closed doors in the rebuilt guest quarters of the hotel. Mrs. Wilson, believe it or not, is very old-fashioned. She isn't a fan of unmarried guests sleeping in the same bed. So some couples that share a bed complain have reported feeling a cold, unseen force wedging between them as they sleep. When they wake up, they often find that the man's things have been packed with his luggage by the door or even outside the door. Though this strange phenomenon involving the luggage being packed up often occurs with single men when they're actually in the room by themselves. Now, interestingly enough, get this. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen Dumb and Dumber. Actor Jim Carrey stayed in room 217 when the Stanley Hotel was used for filming in his film Dumb and Dumber. He reportedly got so spooked that he ran from the room half naked in the middle of the night. Some of the film's crew also got the creeps in this room. Not a surprise to me. And this is another one of these photos. I went a little bit too soon. This is another one of those photos that, once again, it shows what apparently is an orb at 217. But again, that could just most likely be dust. But I still decided to kind of add it because it was really, whether it's real or not, the only photograph I was able to find of room 217 that had any type of activity. Now, the next location is the 4th floor. Guests staying on the 4th floor report hearing and seeing children running around, laughing, giggling, running, and playing. The closet doors tend to open and shut on their own. More than a century ago, from what I remember hearing, was that the entire 4th floor was a cavernous attic. Later, it became lodging for female employees, children, and nannies. Despite numerous reported sightings of spectral youths on the hotel's 4th floor, an erstwhile attic space, records show no child ever died there. So my belief is that, and we see this a lot with certain locations, perhaps the reason why that, even though no children have reported to have died at this hotel, at the Stanley, it may very most likely may be the case of where perhaps when these individuals, when they were actually kids and living in the this attic that once existed, you kind of think to yourself originally that sound like they weren't really living in the best conditions, kind of being locked up there, if you will. I can most likely speculate that it could be possible that maybe for these kids it was a fantastic time. They got to be around with got to probably sleep, to a bed close to their friends. They probably played games. It was probably a real good time to socialize in that era. So again, these are all just guesses. I'm just only coming up with this idea because even if someone never died at the location, they're always known to come back, because if this was a place like these kids that may have enjoyed, during their childhood, it was something that they probably enjoyed when they were alive. And it's something that, it's like that nostalgic feeling, if you will. It's something that they still continue even after death. It was a place that they really loved during their childhood. And, that seems to happen a lot with certain locations and certain entities. Now, here's a few other primary examples of, this was another window. This was taken, I think, back about 10 years ago. And again, you got more orb photos here that was taken on the 4th floor. But this one is more interesting to me because this was taken, again, I'm going to say it was taken somewhere between 2010 and 2012. And you could kind of see what looks like a small figure. And this is on the 4th floor of the hotel. I don't know what you guys would say, but to me, I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's hard to kind of debate if this is like an actual child, or in other words, if this is a boy or a girl. But you can kind of see somewhat of a face right here in the window. Again, you can kind of see, if you look close enough, you can see 2 eyes at least. And again, it was later found out that nobody in that room was staying during that period. So again, I'll let you guys be the judge on that, but that's probably it's another interesting photo. And again, as for the orbs, again, when you go to places like this, you're always going to come across a lot of orb pictures. So again, I don't like orbs most of the time, but I wasn't sure what else to really add to the slideshow. So you can only add so much as far as evidence. Oh, this one was most recent. This was taken about a year ago, I think, in 2021. Now, I know you guys can't really see this one too well. Once again, this was taken on the 4th floor of the hotel. I'm going to try to, okay, yeah, you can't really see it too well, but if you look closely, you can see something actually standing in the window. I know it's somewhat blocked by one of the flags here, but if you guys can't see it too well, fortunately this time I was able to find a zoom in photograph. And what was captured and zoomed in, honestly, I think this one's probably the creepiest photo of them all. You see it now? I know it's still a little bit hard to see with the flag, but now you can kind of see. It's hard to tell if it's a little girl or if it's a teenager, but you can clearly see it as a female figure. And again, nobody was staying in this room when this photo was taken. After when the photographer sent the photo to the Stanley Hotel staff for them to check, to analyze it, they found out the time period that it was taken. No one was in that room, and they checked the window to make sure that it was there was no kind of, decoration or anything like that. There was nothing in the room. So as a result, you can kind of see what looks like, again, either a little girl or a teenage girl. She's wearing some kind of white gown, although it's, again, a little bit hard to see because it's in between the curtains. You can kind of see a little bit of blonde, well, not blonde, this time dark brown here that's kind of surrounding the shoulder. It's kind of shoulder length. You can't even really tell. What's even more unsettling is you don't really see any facial features in this picture. So it's a very, oh, yes, this is the one I was hoping for. So here's an even closer picture. So I think that gives you guys an idea of exactly what was captured. Let me see what everyone's saying. Give me 1 second here. Just in case any of you guys have any questions. I don't know why the comments are not showing up like they're supposed to. But yeah, this one is probably one of my favorites and also one of the creepiest because you can really see something standing there, but just like no facial features. It's weird. So, yep, and what was captured in this one over here. This was once again captured on the 4th floor. This was taken, I think, back in either 2004 or 5. It was another one of these. I don't know if he was an investigator or just someone who just happened to be interested in these ghost stories. So he went up to the 4th floor. Now, I'm sure you guys could see that as of right now, it doesn't look like there's anything in the photo. But unless you've noticed near the corner area, there's this thing that's right near the doorway area. And I once again have a close-up photo of it. And what the photographer said, which I was able to find from a website, was once again, this was not captured. There's no light or anything. You can clearly see there's no outlets. Even I have no idea what that is. It's not even really is what you would call an orb. It has a very bizarre shape to it. Only thing I could think of is maybe it's some type of, it looks a little bit like a vortex, but at the same time, it also kind of looks like one of those energy streamers, if you will, as I like to call them. But all in all, I have no idea what this could be, but it's really bizarre. And and now this one is, again, I got another photo here that has a zoomed in one. This most likely could be debunked. This was taken by the same photographer around the same time. Again, you don't really see too much in it, but if you look closely in the mirror area, there apparently seems to be something in the reflection. And again, this could most likely be debunked, but by closer view of the image, to me, this looks like half a face half a face right on the mirror. Regardless of whether it's a real photo or not, it's a creepy photograph because you can only see half of the guy's face. It almost looks like as if the face is literally almost cut right in the middle of it. It even has kind of more of like an angry look to it. Let me see. I wish I could see everybody's comments. Let me see what everyone's. Let me see. Give me 1 second here, guys. And again, I apologize if I'm not responding to the comments. What's everyone saying? Okay, well, as I get this ready, I'll keep going. Oh, so moving forward to room 401. Tour guides tell a story of the ghost of another small child who has been seen by many of the staff in various areas of the hotel. Reportedly, and get this, I didn't add this to part one. Stephen King also saw the child, who was calling out to his nanny on the second floor. Plus, there's a famous closet that tends to open and shut on its own in this room. Okay, so and now that was obviously the first one that didn't really have any photographic evidence compared to some of the other locations. So now we could really start kind of let's look at. I mean, now we could really start going through the rest of the hotel instead of checking out all these photos. I mean, trust me, they're really interesting photos, but it seems like we've been spending more time analyzing them. Room 407. Room 407 is said to sometimes be occupied by Lord Dunraven, who owned the land prior to Freeland Stanley. Reportedly, he likes to stand in the corner of the room near the bathroom door. On one such account, witnesses reported that a light in that corner kept turning on and off. While the light was off, they told the ghost that they knew he was there. They would only be staying 2 nights, and he would turn the would he please turn the light back on? The light turned back on, of course. However, later when the lights were turned off and they were trying to sleep, noises were constantly heard from the nearby elevator during a time when the elevator was not in use. At other times, a ghostly face has been reported to be looking out the window of room 407 when the room is not booked. I'm surprised there's not really any photographs of that particular room compared to some of the other photos I showed with the figures standing out. Room 418. Now, room 418, interestingly, it gets the most reports of haunting activity apparently from the children's spirits. Cleaning crews report having heard many strange noises from the room, as well as seeing impressions on the bed when the room has been empty. When guests stay in the room, they often report that they hear children playing in the hallway at night. A prankish child seems to enjoy tickling the visitors and shaking their bed in the middle of the night. One couple reportedly checked out of the hotel very early in the morning, complaining that the children in the hallway kept them up all night. However, there were no children booked in the hotel at the time. Okay. Now, next room we got is room 428. Room 428 has reports of the sound of footsteps and furniture moving about, but the real haunt is a friendly cowboy who appears at the corner of the bed. Obviously, many friendly cowboys have spent a night or two at the Stanley Hotel over the years, but there is no indication of one dying in the building. Though, excuse me, those that know their Estes Park history believe this to be the spirit of Rocky Mountain Jim Nugent. I think that's how you say it. This is especially because he mostly appears to the ladies, sometimes giving them a ghostly kiss. So all you female visitors out there, you guys check into room 428, definitely be very much aware of that. You might receive a special kiss from a ghostly cowboy. Now, aside from the rooms themselves, other parts of the hotel itself have had their own share of paranormal activity, and one of those is the ice house. Unfortunately, I was unable to find a photograph of the ice house itself, so I can only really give the info of what occurs there. Before indoor refrigeration, the Stanley Hotel had an outbuilding to house large blocks of ice. The ice house has been remodeled into a museum containing some of the original Stanley steamer cars. It also has 2 spirits that have been seen inside. Billy is a shy kid that shows up as a blurry figure in photographs. Oh, and right here. Okay, so right here. Okay, so I guess I did have a photograph of it, but not a very good one because it's obviously taken at night, and you can kind of see somewhat of a blurry figure right here on the corner. It's quite a tall figure, if you ask me. And then the other spirit. Oh wait, it doesn't show the. Doesn't talk about what the other spirit was. That's odd. Um, Now expanding out to some of the nearby buildings, the concert hall. A lot of paranormal activity has occurred in this famed concert hall. Paul, one of the well-known ghosts haunting the Stanley, was a jack of all trades around the hotel. Among his duties was enforcing an 11 p.m. curfew at the hotel, which could be why guests and workers here get out, being uttered late at night. He is also known to violently shove people who speak against him. The area is also a favorite spot for hotel founder Flora Stanley's ghost to play the piano. I don't know why there's that A there. I'll get rid of that after this. So this is obviously another area which I'm not surprised that Flora Stanley probably would also be haunting, considering it is a concert hall and the fact that she did love music in life. A few of Paul's antics. A construction worker reported he felt Paul nudge him while he was sanding the floors in tour groups while he was sanding the floors. And tour groups on the Stanley Ghost Tour have reported he flickered a flashlight for them. Another ghost known to wander another ghost known to wander about concert hall is Lucy, who quite possibly was a runaway or homeless 13-year-old or woman who in the late 1970s found refuge in the hall's basement, but was forced to leave by the hotel staff and froze to death outside that very night. She entertains the requests of ghost hunters, often communicating with them playfully with flashlights, opening and closing doors, speaking softly, and also manifests randomly in physical form. Now, this is another photo that was taken, I think this was taken about 2013. This photograph right here, which is one of the much clearer photos, and there was nobody that was taken, nobody was down here when this was taken, but you can clearly see, of course, what appears to be a dark figure standing on somewhere on, I think that might be in the basement of the concert hall, because it looks like it was taken down. Well, yeah, it looks like it was taken from a staircase. If I am correct, this figure, as you can see, this is what is believed to have been what may be Paul, and he has quite a relatively frightening appearance. I could sure understand why he's a rather negative entity to those who are there after 11 o'clock. Now, Stanley historians, however, aren't quite sure about her. Now, going back to Lucy, Stanley historians, however, aren't quite sure about her pre-death connection to the hotel. So the next building, the carriage house. Now, the carriage house was once used as a morgue for visitors that had died during their stay, in which the mattresses would be moved to this location. People have reported getting grabbed, and any negative or provoking mention of the building being torn down often angers the spirits inhabiting this building. So perhaps those that have said that kind of stuff, I mean, this is again another one of those cases where you have the spirits there that are basically doing whatever they possibly can to defend their territory, in other words. Now, get this. You guys might find this hard to believe because not too many people seem to know about this, but yes, the Stanley Hotel also has their own pet cemetery. Existing long before King's novel Pet Cemetery, there stood an actual pet cemetery outside of the Stanley Hotel. There are two beloved pets interred here that like to make appearances around the hotel. Cassie, the golden retriever, and Comanche, I think that's how you say that, a fluffy white cat, have both been seen and heard all around the property. I'm surprised I wasn't able to find any photos of these animals. Next, the underground caves. The underground cave system, which, see, up until recently, I had no idea that there was an underground cave system at this hotel. But the underground cave system beneath the hotel have a high concentration of limestone and quartz, which some believe help capture paranormal energy. It has been used by employees to get around the hotel, and it would seem that at least one of them is still down there. Current employees say that the smells of home baked goods linger in the tunnel with no apparent source. They attribute this to the pastry chef who worked for the Stanleys when the hotel opened. There is also a gray cat seen stalking about with bright green glowing eyes. He is not known to be from the pet cemetery, so perhaps he came from wherever those mysterious tunnels once led. Now, once again, we got a few other photographic evidence that have been taken at the underground tunnels. Clearly, nothing really of the cat, but this one, again, it does seem to be somewhat of another orb photo, though it does have that kind of tail light that follows it. Again, you have to remember. I mean, you can even see as of right now the dust, especially with the secondary photograph that follows. You can clearly see there's dust within the underground tunnels. So, as for the second photo right here, this most likely could be dust because, again, I'm not seeing how much dust there is. That most likely could just be from the dust particles. But this one is a little bit more interesting to me because, again, you can kind of see this is perfectly round and it's got somewhat of a tail to it. So, and if this is a legit paranormal photo, is it the cat? I'm not sure, but it does say that it does capture some pretty good paranormal energy. And the fact that these underground tunnels are limestone. I think we're all familiar with the fact that anytime limestone is used, it will often capture and contain spiritual energy. And any other location that you put it at, it's a good chance that you're. I mean, if you use any type of limestone from a previous location or close to someone, an area where someone may have died, you're very likely to have some kind of paranormal activity. And finally, and again, this was most recent, the hedge maze. Now, the open area in front of the Stanley Hotel was originally a long driveway for Stanley steamers and a promenade for guests to enjoy the views. In 2015, it was replaced with a hedge maze, much like what you saw in the movie. While no specific ghosts have been reported inside, people do tend to get panicky and have trouble breathing while navigating the maze. I mean, you're in a large maze and it's pretty easy to get lost in it. So I could see why some people may have some type of issues. I don't know if I'd really call it paranormal. I decided to add it really just more of the interest of it. But sorry, someone messaged me. I thought it was the network, but I'll answer it later. I decided to kind of add that because that was also the newest addition to the hotel. But I think just about anybody that gets lost, especially in a hedge maze, it probably will cause kind of a panic attack when they can't find their way out. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd really call it paranormal if people are getting panicky and are having trouble breathing because they're lost in the middle of the maze. So, what we got left for the remaining part of the slideshow, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to feature all of the footage, but once again, I have some investigation footage here that's been taken over the years. So, as I would probably recommend, certainly watch and listen carefully during the course of the footage I was able to find.
Can you not?
This was taken, I think this was about sometime about 5 years ago. There was a lot of pieces of footage and investigation footage at the Stanley Hotel. Of course, there was no way I was going to be able to get through all of it. So I'm only just going to go through the short pieces of evidence that has been posted.
Can you knock on something? Now I think you've kind of figured out the flashlight. Could you turn the flashlight on for me on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
This,
Very
I believe,
good.
was taken in the underground
All
tunnels.
Right. Now go ahead and turn it off. Thank you. Well, a little bit more. There you go. Very good. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Please turn off the flashlight.
Whoa.
Is there anybody else here that would like to come forward? Oh, very good. Can you tell us your name? Are you the little girl that used to live here? Oh, wow.
And I apologize, I can't get it any further, so you guys are going to have to listen really carefully.
You heard it too? Did you just light up my flashlight if you're having fun? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn on the flashlight if we're having fun. Ha, thank you. So am I having all the fun over here?
You wear doors.
Where doors?
Yeah, the word screen.
Go down. Go in. Here at Joy.
Are we upsetting
That was
you?
weird.
And yes,
Whoa.
you. And blue light.
It's about time we're getting
Here, stop.
short switching here.
I tell you.
Say what?
Doors are open.
I think that's
Oh,
probably
we're like
our
filing in.
Go outside.
Oh, outside. This sounds like it's gonna be. This sounds like it's gonna be the last year we get to do this. We're kind of sad.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Let me turn this up a little bit more. I'm sure the recorder caught it, but I couldn't hear it. Do you think that they're going to let us come back and do this again?
We're here to visit with you. We can't see you, but we can hear you. Can you see us? So, are we going to get snow tonight?
Oh,
What did you say, Les?
It sounded like it played music.
Are we getting a lot of snow tonight?
Can you make sure we get snowed in?
Yeah, well, as long as we get snowed in here, not on the road halfway between here and there.
That's right, snowed in here at the Stanley, not on the road. If we don't hear anything soon, we're going to go to the women's room.
Yeah.
Was that you, Flora? Or should be proper Mrs. Stanley?
Quick.
posted up to our website, which is self-paranormal investigations. Okay. Well, I think
Liar. Wow.
Really? You're not from California, are you?
no, that's what he said. I think.
Oh.
Well, geez, I must not think very good, do I?
Oh, God. He was spelling liar at first. Funny.
Yeah. So you don't think I should go over to the women's room? Is what you're saying? Can you come with us?
Yes, I do.
I can understand. I wish they had it louder for my ears to hear, but I'm afraid to disturb the others out there. But the recorders. Can you turn on the flashlight for me on the count of 3? Oh, I didn't start to count. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yes. Now, on the count of 3, can you turn that off for us? And I really do appreciate that. 1, 2, 3. Could you please turn that flashlight off? You tried. I know it's hard. Could you please turn that off for us, though? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so that was the first one. Now, ironically enough, that's weird. Why is the 1 second, guys? Okay, so that was the first one. I got a second video. I don't know why this is off to the left. It's kind of weird. I seriously, I have no idea why it's. I don't know why it's off to the side. But let me go back to the other. Damn it! Always hard to see. There we go.
Can you knock on something?
Hang on 1 second, guys. I gotta fix something here because I don't know why. Oops, that is not what was supposed to show up. Damn it. Hang on. Get out of here. What the hell is that? Oh, that's my slideshow. Let me try. Let me fix something here, guys. Damn it, I have no idea why it's off to the side like that. That's never happened before. Technical difficulty. Bear with me. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Uh-oh. Guys, bear with me actually for just a minute because for some reason PowerPoint is doing that backing up situation. So, oh wait, no. Well, wait, we're back. We're back. Okay, so let me try this again. Okay, let's see if we can get the screen shared once again. Okay, here we go. Yeah, for some reason whatsoever, the video was only off to the side, so I had to fix it. I don't know why it's still doing that. It is what it is.
Can you knock on something?
This was part 2, if I'm correct. Yeah, it is.
Now I think you've kind of figured out the flashlight. Could you turn the flashlight on for me on the count of 3? 1.
What? Actually, hang on. I think I actually just realized. That is so weird. I don't know why it's not staying on the center area. All right. Well, it is what it is. Whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, there's just something weird going on with the slideshow right now, guys. Here, give me 1 second. This is the one we just watched. Okay, here we go. All right. Let's try this again. Okay, I think we're back. I think I got it corrected.
Can you?
Yep, here we go. All right, we're good. Here's part 2.
Now I think you've kind of figured out the flashlight. Could you turn the flashlight on for me on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
Wait a
very
minute. This is the
much.
same. It's the same. Okay, you know what? Let's just move ahead. I'm not sure what's going on, but we'll just move on. I got about 4 videos here. I don't know what's the problem with the second one, but we're just gonna have to move forward. So this was taken by a different group. This was, I believe, in the concert hall.
We're in the concert hall right now, just looking around at stuff on our tour.
This was during one of the tours they had. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's a black figure. Watch for carefully. Oh, that already passed. Okay. Uh, oh yeah. Okay, it's really hard to see, but yeah, you can kind of see somewhat of a shadow. Um, I'm not sure. Here, let me pause it for you guys so you guys can see it for yourself because I know it didn't really give enough time to show it zoomed in. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whoever this is claims that they see. You kind of could see an outline of a shadow. I'm not sure. It's really too dark to tell. Unless you guys can see it. I just want to make sure the sound's still working. Oh, okay. All right. I don't know why the sound was not working in between. It's okay. Oh, wait. Who's Roy? Again, it's really hard to tell if there's actually something there.
The hair standing up on my legs. We're in Paul's room right now. Yeah.
No, Paul's room.
Vibe in here, man.
Hey. So, beginning of the tour, I have to close everything down. Yeah. Bathroom light up there? It's back on. Really? What do you guys use the bathroom? No. Dang it. Do you want to go turn it off? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is it up there? Yeah, it's just up there. The light's on. I'll go right now.
So, our ghost tour guide actually knows that I'm a ghost hunter. He just told me that he's too afraid to come back up here because he turned off all these lights. And he came back up right now, and the bathroom light is back on. It's right there. It's on.
Wow.
He sent us up here to turn it back off because he was too scared to come do it.
Can you turn that light off if that was you? Can you do anything for us if you're here, man?
Yeah, turn the light off. It'd be great.
It's just me and you. My dad. It's really cold here, man.
Turn the light off for us is all. Or move the door. Can you close the door? I think you probably could if you wanted to.
Anyways, we can just turn
Okay.
this off.
Okay.
That's spooky, man. So,
No, and it's not all of them that she goes to. Yeah, that worked. I did that already. There's no breeze. And if there was more than just those two would be moving.
that's odd.
That is weird.
These are moving by itself. It feels nice. Even this wallpaper is pretty creepy.
I'm just going to pause this for just a quick second because I'm keeping an eye on the time. I only got a few of the slides left. Only got a few slides left, and due to the fact that I pretty much covered a lot of the ghost stories, there's really not much else to be said. So I would say for probably within the next 10, 15 minutes, we're only just going to focus from this point on. We'll just be focusing on these videos just to fill in the time because we are almost to the end of this.
Explore the tunnel. So, guys, I'm going to turn these lights off, take some pictures, hang out.
Oh, here's the underground tunnels.
Oh my god, let's get out of here.
Looks almost kind of like the catacombs of Paris.
He said how far did you go?
It sounded like there's movement right over there just now.
He said how far did you go? He said how far did you go? What?
It sounded like something like shifted over here to my left, like over this stuff here. Don't know about. Y'all want to ask a question while we're back here? Is there someone back here with us? Same thing right over there. Literally the same thing.
Shuffling.
Same thing right over there. It's like right. I've heard it like 3 times.
Oh, I could hear that.
Yeah, I did just now. It's like right. I've heard it like 3 times now. It's like right. I've heard it like 3 times now. Is there someone back here right now? Anybody? I'm surprised they just let us back here, honestly. It seems like an insurance nightmare.
Whoa, that was clear.
Yeah, I haven't.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't.
That is clear as hell.
So, about 11:30 right now. We're in room, what room is this? 428? We're in room 428 in the Stanley, aka the Cowboy Room. Don't really know the exact story of this room because it seems to be convoluted. Even our tour guide didn't really know that much, but apparently it has to do with the story of a cowboy who was hung for a certain crime. I don't know what it was here, possibly on this land.
It's not what I heard.
And the next day after his hanging, he was exonerated for his crime. It's a pretty sad story. Apparently people have seen a cowboy at the end of their bed. Women have been kissed on the cheek. I don't know, it's a weird vibe in here. So we're going to turn off the lights, investigate for half an hour. After that, around 12:30, 1 in the morning, I'm going to go out on my own into the halls of the Stanley and try and contact the spirit children that are supposedly in these halls. Our tour guide actually gave us a dum-dum. He said that the spirits of the children who are supposedly here love to play with the dum-dums, and people have gotten lots of videos and different things of the dum-dum effect.
Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Daddy.
Whoa.
Ever and ever and ever.
So we're going to start all of this right now. It's
Didn't
raining
expect to
outside.
have those graphic
Very, very
moments.
spooky. And as always, it's time to get spooky. What just happened?
I just had this door I closed completely before we left. So, can you see that? I don't think it's closed. If I open it. Yeah. See, and I did this.
Put you all the way
I did
shut.
this.
You have to pull it like that. There's no air current. It's weird, man. Let's see. We're gonna turn off the fan too. Whoever's in here, my name is Colin Browen. I'm here with my father, Jeff. He's on the couch, and we're just gonna try to talk to you. Got Jeff over there sitting on the couch. Want to say something else? You look kind of funny.
Just waiting for the magic to happen.
My camera just stopped recording by itself just there. Don't know what just happened. That's weird. Is there someone in this room with us right now? If you are here with us, please give us some sort of a sign. If you are here with us, please give us some sort of a sign. I'm feeling like an energy on my hand. It's not like a coldness, it's just, it feels like energy like here. Are you in the room with us right now? Oh, yeah, it's on my arm now too. It's like right here. It's just very slight. That's how I'd always describe it, honestly, to people at home. A lot of times, paranormal activity is not, people running down hallways screaming at you, or women in white dresses floating slowly down the side of the road. It's just feelings and vibes. It's all energy. You can really feel it in these places. Like right now, I'm feeling just like a cold, like electricity on like the side of my body. Fan, as you see right there, is off. If you're in here with us, can you talk to me? What's your name? Getting a ringing in this ear too. I always say that when I film this stuff, but it's weird. I always get, it's on my left side. It's like a really high-pitched frequency of some sort. The bathroom definitely has some weird vibes. Can you shut the bathroom door? We had 2 knocks just now. One from my left and one from my right. Moving around, yeah. Can't recreate. It wasn't something that I did. What? Is that you over there? It's that same type of knock, but it came from over there.
I think there's only about 3 minutes left of this video, or 4. It might be 3 or 4.
That's the third time it did that now. Little noise?
Over here.
What was it?
It's like the floor creak.
Are you walking around this room making these knocking noises? Is that you? Are you the cowboy? Watch right there. Are you the cowboy? Are you the cowboy? Are you the cowboy? Another one of those little knocks. Yeah, we've been in here for a while, and I haven't been hearing any of those knocks.
It's a little bit hard to hear with the drag. Oh,
Sound like a rumble from above us.
that was just slow motion. You guys heard that?
There's no floor above us. Notice there hasn't been a single knock, though, since we were talking about it. Just kind of proves that it's not like a natural sound. So there's like 4 or 5 in like a 2-minute period. keeps sounding like there's little rumbles from above us. Are you above us right now? There it is again.
I'm not sure about that. It sounds like a click. You say it's a thump, but that more sounds more like clicking. Could have just been him holding the camera in some way. It could have caused a snap or clicking sound.
Basically, as promised, it's 11:56. I'm gonna go
So the
grab
final
my
area.
camera charger, charge it for a little bit, and then go investigate a little bit of the hotel itself and see if I can get those ghost kids to come play with me. Be right back. So I was charging my camera for about an hour. It's 1:12, and I was not in the room. Jeff was asleep, and I come back, and the chairs actually moved. I had it like this. So you can see I was charging my phone, and I was sitting in it facing this way. That's odd. Here I am in the Stanley. It's about 1:30 in the morning. This is freaky down here. I don't really know what this has to do with anything, but all of a sudden I just got a really, really sick feeling. It was like right when I walked over to this hallway, I just got really nauseous. While I'm talking right now to any of the kids who used to live here at the Stanley, any of you that died here or around here, can you please come talk to me? If one of you guys is here, can you come move this dum-dum? That's weird. I almost got knocked out of my hand.
Wow.
Walking around here at night is really just weird enough. But honestly, it just feels kind of dead. It doesn't really feel active at all. It's so quiet here. Holy shit.
I mean, even without the activity, I can't imagine it's probably eerily silent in that hotel.
Movement from down there, though. Anyways, I only have 3 minutes left of footage here. It's about 2 in the morning. I've been trying my best to get a reaction out here. Nothing really going on. Any final words?
Wow. Oh, I can hear that one.
Silence. I went to every door in this hallway and the one below, and I did not hear a single noise from any of these doors. And I was definitely just hearing like children talking or crying or something like that when I was sitting over there in that chair like 5 minutes ago. So I'm a little spooked now. Anyways.
Interesting video. I mean, he claims that there's not too much activity going on, but that's only because he's not really hearing or seeing too much. Now, I have one final video left regarding an investigation, some of the evidence. And right after this, we'll probably close it up then for tonight because I only got about 15 minutes left. See how long is this? Oh, unfortunately, we're actually, no, take that back. That's about 16 minutes, and I don't think we have too much time. Let's see how long. Okay, this is a much shorter video, so this will be the last one for tonight. If I had a little bit more time for this one, I would definitely show up, but we just don't. So this one's only about 2.5 minutes. This is from the group, of course, PSI, Paranormal and Spirit Investigators of the South. I believe this was I don't know if it was through security. Well, we'll find out in just a moment. Is that all we're just seeing? I thought this was just the introduction. Okay. Well, maybe, you know what? On second thought, we're not going to be able to watch the whole thing, but I guess we could watch just some of the footage.
Hi guys, we are
the last
currently
one.
sitting in
Oh,
room
here we go.
217 of the Stanley Hotel, which is said to be one of its most haunted rooms. Going to try a quick spirit box session and see if we can communicate with anything which may be inside the room. Is there anyone here that would like to talk to us? Did you just try to say something to us? My name is Amy. I would like to know your name. Are you from Colorado?
Wow.
Is this your favorite room in the Stanley Hotel? The hotel? The hotel? The hotel?
What's your name?
Gone.
During the night, I also attempted several EVPs, but didn't pick up anything compelling. Alright guys, I'm going to give another spirit box session a go and see how we go. Is there anybody in this room with me that wants to talk? Elizabeth, why do you hang out in room 217? Do you like having guests stay in this room?
That's a clear response.
My name is Amy. Who am I talking to? Were you hurt in an explosion here? Who am I talking to?
Wow. It's just another minute left. Oh, here's the room where the steamer's cars are. I don't know if they're heading. Oh, think they're going to do a ghost box session if I'm correct. Hopefully on the grand staircase. Unless.
More about my study.
Oh, yep. Okay, yeah. You know what? That's pretty much it. Okay. All right. Well, at this point, to kind of close it for tonight, the Stanley Hotel, as you can clearly see through some of the videos, is a top destination for ghost hunters, horror fans, adventure seekers, health enthusiasts, and nature lovers alike. Literally brought back from the dead, thanks to one of the most famous and successful writers of all time, it's no wonder that the Stanley Hotel is considered among the most haunted hotels in the world. And that is it for today. I know we went a little bit too long on the videos. Let's just see. Let me see if I can see who's all been commenting, so I can try to get back to them. Okay, so who do we have here? What's going on, Sam? So can't stay. Oh, I appreciate you coming on at least. Want to go there so badly. Good to see you, Dorothy. What's going on, Rosie? What's up, Dawn? And when I visit, I'm going to have to be there a few months. Dorothy, you better have your money ready because that place is expensive as hell. One night travel and one night there and travel other awesome locations with Dion TV. What's up, Joe? Reminds me when I worked in a haunted hotel. Oh, nice, Irene. Let's see. Yeah, Sam, I just got your photographs. I thank you for them. I'll look at the rest of them later. Sorry, I didn't mean to say press the angry. That happens a lot when you're using those reactions. Some people accidentally press the wrong ones. This Jeremy right here. This was hit when he was talking about the photos I was talking about. It looks like it's in motion. I'm not sure which one entirely you're talking about, Jeremy, but I think I got an idea. This is probably another one of the other photos. You would bet that it was just from the flash. Yes, some of them are. Natalie almost looks like a mask in the mirror. Yeah, I know which photo. Yeah, the one in the mirror area. Forget, but it was either 406 or 408. And you stayed. Okay, so you were on the fourth floor then. Let's see. In the basement of the concert hall, there's a room we were all taken to, and the door would be left open, then it would be shut on its own. They would open it several times and would shut on its own after about 30 to 45 seconds. I think it was rigged because every time they opened it, it would shut on its own exactly the same time frame. I mean, that is a little bit suspicious, I have to admit. Oh, let's see. And then one other one. Oh, been through them. Yeah, that's what I've heard actually, Jeremy. I mean, upon looking at other photographs of the maze, it's not like one of those big ones. Definitely not like what you see in The Shining. Let's see who else. A couple more shout outs. Anybody else? Thank you, Ann. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rosie. Good to see you, Patricia. Thank you, Jeremy. That lollipop moving was that was pretty creepy, I have to admit. Interesting show. Thank you. That maze is barely waist high. Oh, I'm sure. All right. Well, as always, guys, I definitely appreciate it as always. For next week's show, we got, and ironically enough, this still has connection to The Shining, believe it or not. We focused on the real location. We focused on the ghost stories. So, and it's despite that this is still connected with The Shining, this is not going to be a part 3. It's going to be at an entirely different location. So what we got for next week, I don't know if I'm going to have to split it into, I don't know if I'm going to have to make it into 2 different if I'm going to do both slideshows or if it's going to have to be a separate. But we talked about the Rio Hotel. Next week, we're going to be talking about one of the filming locations that was shot of The Shining that was shot at the hotel. What was it called? The the Timberline Lodge. So that was one of the locations that they shot The Shining at. So we're going to be looking at the movie locations. But anyways, that'll be for next week. I'm not sure. Timber Lodge. I thought it was called Timberline Lodge, Jeremy, if I'm correct. Yeah, Timberline Lodge. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he corrected me on that. So we'll be focusing on that. And as always, guys, I really, really appreciate you coming on, tuning in for the majority of the show. I do apologize for some of the technical issues I had earlier in the show. But either way, we got through it. And again, I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it as always. So with that being said, I'm going to end it as I always do. I got one other trailer I would like to show for their most recent movie, Dr. Sleep. So and from that point on, and once that's over, I will end this. So I appreciate you all coming on. And I don't know what's going. Oh wait, here it is. Having another technical issue. What the hell's going on here? All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so we'll end it right here after, of course, seeing that there's a stupid ad or something. Oh, wait, I guess maybe not. Yep, okay, never mind. Oh, come on. Oh, give me a break. Oh, now we're focused on the Laquina. All right, let's try that again. This is not the same trailer from last week, by the way. This is a completely different one.
Just talk to the kid.
You're magic, like me.
I need you to listen to me. The world's a hungry place. A dark place.
Hi there.
I only met 2 or 3 people like us. They died. When I was a kid, I bumped into these things. I don't know about magic. I always called it the Shining.
Even though it was released 3 years ago, definitely a good movie still. But anyways, I got to get off here because the next show is just about to begin on Pack Channel. So again, thank you all again, and I will see you guys all. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow night for Supernatural Talk, but for everyone else, I will see you guys next week. So you guys all have a great night, and have a good weekend. Take care, guys.